Guys, Turo is a scam. Hey guys, I'm Eddie V. Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and don't forget to like this video. And you would want to click the notification bell. I literally post a video every single day, whether it's short, whether it's long form content. Anyway guys, today we are talking about Turo. And we're talking about Turo as in a way of why it is an actual scam for both the host and the person renting out the car. Now, I have used Turo in the past and probably still continue to use Turo because I like renting stuff that's not enterprise stuff. You know, like V6 cars, some boring cars. I like it. If I have extra money, I will rent out a car from Turo. Now, this message right here is for Turo. Turo, if you fix these problems that I see with Turo in this video that I'm going to mention right now, I will want a sponsorship from you guys, and also I would like to see changes done, and I will be on your side if those changes are implemented. So I love renting from Turo because I get to meet great people that rent out these cars, and I'm not renting a very boring car. As a matter of fact, I have rented a couple times from Turo. Once I rented a Nissan 370Z, did a review on that, and once I rented a Volkswagen Arteon R-Line that was modified as well as a Toyota Supra GR that I rented in Las Vegas. They were very great people to work with, had a fun time reviewing the car, also had a fun time driving around in the city because I'm trucking over the road currently, and if I get bored, I would like to rent one out and just be free from my truck over the weekend. But here is the problem that I'm going to show you guys now. So guys, me and my wife are actually going on vacation to Clearwater Beach, Florida, and I decided to see if we could rent a car off of Turo and drive there instead of taking a Mazda, and preferably something fancy and not boring, because any of the boring cars in Turo is just the same like doing an Enterprise, and on Enterprise you'll save a whole bunch more money and you can drop off the car anywhere. So as you can see, this right here, I decided to make an example of it. I actually was looking at this particular car to rent out. This is a C8 Corvette 2021. It looks beautiful and nice, and it's, at the time, it was $192 a day. It was a little bit discount. This one is $242 a day, and I'm like, that's not a bad price, because those Corvettes, when they came out, they were $500 to $750 a day to rent out a C8 Corvette. So guys, I click on it and it's showing me that it's giving me a $37 3-day discount for having the car. And also I'm like, not bad, let's see what else he can offer, because it was a 500-mile limit, and it's about a little bit over 500 miles to drive to Clearwater, Florida from my house and back. So I'm like, let's see if I could avoid that almost $2 a mile fee extra. I look at it for $29 extra a day, or whatever the price is, you could get unlimited miles. Like in all of this, I'm like, that's not bad at all. And I start looking at the checkout and prices. At that time, since the car wasn't a very nice special, it was not $2,000 that you see here. It was actually close to the $1,700 range. I'm like, not bad at all, you know? It's like very good for this car and stuff. And then I look at the checkout. So that's $1,700 or $2,000 in this case. What I'm showing you is with all the fees. That does not include the $750 deposit. Okay, this is where it's part of where Turo can be a scam. I'm going to tell you guys now. Basically guys, when I was renting cars from Turo, I rented nice cars, and none of them wanted a $750 security deposit. And if I'm not mistaken, the $750 security deposit, if something happens to the car, goes straight to the owner who is renting out the car to you. Now, here's the problem I see with that. First of all, you're already paying for a premium full coverage insurance from Turo, not your own. And on top of that, they want a $750 security deposit. Now, not all cars have that, but I think it's up to the owner. I'm not 100% sure, but this was never a thing with Turo before. So as you chose Turo insurance, you're good, you're covered. And whatever insurance you chose, it was all up to you, whether you wanted to pay a large sum out of pocket, something happens, or only $50 or whatever it was. But this right here, guys, I believe it's up to the owner, and Turo never used to have this policy. You can rent any car you want without having the security deposit, because when I was looking for a nice supercar to rent back on Turo, they didn't have that security deposit, and it would have shown if they did, so they didn't have it at that time. Now, here is where the scam comes in place. You get the car, you do all your best, and you pay the $750 security deposit. First of all, it is not returned to you when you return the car. You're gonna have to wait 1 to 2 days to process that security deposit back. And also, guys, all it takes is for the host to take a picture of a scratch. Gone. You're not getting back your $750 security deposit. Like, seriously? That's messed up. Me, if I'm renting out a car to someone, I could do that on purpose. Do a scratch, and if the person did not take a picture that there was a scratch that he did not make, guess what? All of a sudden you claim something that the person didn't do just so you can make that extra $750. Anyone can do that. That's a fault in Turo system. I believe with Turo, if you're renting out a car, there should be no security deposits, and there should be only the insurance you choose from Turo when you're renting out a car. That should cover everything. There shouldn't be no security deposits. Insurance to take care of everything. Shouldn't be no security deposits. It's not like you're renting a snowmobile where they actually do a security deposit, because they don't need insurance for them. Okay, they legally don't need insurance to drive a snowmobile or ATV. They have business insurance, but to drive a snowmobile or ATV, I get it. That's your insurance, the security deposit. Now, guys, with that security deposit in mind, there is one option. You could use your own insurance if you have the full coverage available from your insurance company to rent out a car. You can do it and get a $250 discount, but still, that is just ridiculous that you have to pay a security deposit. Now, from what I've seen, it could be from a simple Corvette, older version. It could be a Nissan 370Z if you wanted to rent. It's up to the owner for that security deposit, and I think the prices range, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't checked out everything yet. Now, that's how it's a scam. Also, another scam, when you're scrolling through to see what cars you're renting out on Turo, it says the estimated price. It does not include the fees, which is ridiculous, because you're going out there, you're thinking you're getting a deal. When it comes to fees, especially if you can get the same car from Enterprise or one of the rental car companies, you know you've just been scammed by Turo itself, not by the host. And get this, guys. Get this. I specifically asked one of the hosts that I was renting a car from. I was like, do you get paid for any of the fees that apply to me? He's like, no, we do not get paid money or a percentage of any of the fees. The only thing we get paid for is renting the car out, and we get paid the extra mileage that somebody drove over the amount of miles we said we're allowed to drive per day. And get this, guys, as well. The security deposit now, they get paid with that if there's something wrong with the car when you get it returned. Now, even though I hate Turo because of their outrageous prices and fees, and I'm finally over 25 and older years old, so I could actually not have the young driver fee, which I actually had. But also, I would like to see these changes. But before, I just remembered something that Turo is also scamming you. What Turo is also scamming you guys on is to see the pickup and return, if they would actually be able to deliver the car to you instead of you going to pick up the car. And here's how I see that. It says free to check your address of where you want the car picked up and delivered at, until you put in the address. Once you put in the address, all of a sudden it becomes a fee, and that could be up to sometimes $100 extra. Now, here is the changes Turo needs to make for me and other people to be happy with Turo and not get scammed with outrageous prices that weren't throw there, all the fees and stuff. But first, let's talk about what changes they need to make to someone who's renting out the car on Turo. First of all, yes, we get paid by, or they get paid by the rental fee. Also, whatever fees Turo applies to that customer, they need to get paid a percentage of these fees. And I'm thinking minimum of 20% of all fees should go to the guy renting out the car, because he is also assessing all those risks. Because there's a young driver fee, this fee, and that fee. There got to be a percentage of the fees going to the person renting the car. And why? He's assuming all the risk, just like Turo. Turo's actually assuming zero risk. The only thing they're assuming is if somebody messes up and they have to deal with that. Now, zero risk for Turo because they don't actually own the car, and they're making tons of money off of all the ridiculous fees. And also, guys, let's talk about now the customer side. If you're renting a car, what it should be. Well, first of all, once you fill in your driver's license information in there to rent a car, those fees should be added to the estimated rental price whenever you're scrolling through Turo to see the prices per day. They should be added on there so there will be no surprises. And also, guys, there should be a disclaimer when you're searching for the cars that there's going to be a sales tax applied as well, because that sales tax is huge, and I mean huge. And also, guys, what I think should happen is when you're searching for a car and you want the car to be delivered to you instead of you picking you up, there should be a standard mile fee for delivery. So whatever that renter who's renting a car wants to charge per mile to deliver the car, that should be there when you're searching, when you're inputting your delivery address, and a little note saying this is how much this person will charge per mile to deliver your car. And if it says free, it should be 100% free. And if you're like 100 miles away, obviously on Turo they should be saying, hey, you cannot get this car delivered if you're 100 miles away from where this car is located, obviously. As far as the security deposit goes, guys, it should be our choice when we're renting out the car about the security deposit. Not up to Turo or owning the car. They're already paying for insurance. They do not need to pay for the security deposit if they already have insurance. Here's how I think Turo should fix this change. One, they should get rid of the security deposit as mandatory, 100% mandatory. Here's how it works. One, you choose one of Turo's insurance. If you choose full coverage on Turo's insurance, you don't pay for security deposit. If you choose other options, that security deposit amount can fluctuate depending on what you choose. If you don't have insurance, if you don't want to choose insurance at all, if it's a very high profile car where it's expensive, you definitely should be charged a security deposit. Or if you use your insurance, your rental's car insurance, you definitely shouldn't be charged for security deposit at all. There you have it, guys. If Turo listens to this and fixes these changes, everyone's gonna love Turo, because obviously from what I heard, a lot of people are going back to, guess what? They are going back to enterprise and budget rentals, because guess what? They can get a better deal on a basic car, even though it may have been driven horribly, but they're saving a whole bunch of money and then taking it from someone else. There you have it, guys. Turo fixes this, I'm on their side. Not canceled. Guys, I'm Eddie B. 2004 Very light. This particular package, driving a temp in the 6 Series.